Hi everyone, welcome to Heart Centered Tarot. I'm glad you're here. If you're returning, thank you. Thank you for coming to visit. And I hope that one day soon, in the very near future, I'm going to have enough subscribers that we can do this live, which would be phenomenal because then you and I can interact back and forth. So there. And if you're new here, I hope that you will find value here. I hope that you will find acceptance. And I hope that you will get some questions answered. So there, I'm just very glad to have you here. So, I had actually intended on sort of doing this video yesterday, but I had ordered this lovely background, Christmas background, and it's not going to be here for another couple days, so I thought, nah, I'm not going to wait. I'll just get on here, and as long as it arrives before Christmas, that'll be great. Put it up, even if it's for one day. So there. Oh, let me get comfortable. I don't know what it's like where you are, but it's a little cold here in Calgary. A little brisk out there. And even though it's kind of clear skies, yeah, it's not the kind of weather that you go out strolling in. So, anyway, that's that. It has been a bit of a busy week, if you can call Wednesday a week, with lots of things having come out, lots of things that are happening in the news and so on. So I thought we'll touch on some of that as we go along. So let's get started. Okay, as always, first thing first, we'll do the reading prayer. Feel free to join with me if you like. And if it's not your thing, that's fine. Sit back and think about something wonderful. Think about something that makes you happy. So, deep breath in. Exhale. And I call on my guides, ancestors, angels, and ascendant masters to protect me as I receive and deliver these messages from Universal Spirit. May this reading and the messages provided be guided by, delivered with love, clarity, and truth. Reveal to me what should be known now, and keep from me what should remain secret. Guide me to always manifest the highest possible good for myself, my spiritual family, and humanity at large. Amen. Okay. Let's see how Spirit wants to conduct this this little reading. And I'm using the Path of the Soul Destiny cards. And this is by the, I'll show you here. Hold on. Cheryl Lee Harnish. And she is the same author who does the Return of Spirit and I think Divine Guidance. I think that's what it's called. Let me check. It is Divine Guidance. So, anyway, let's see what we have here. Gosh, I hope you're having a great week so far. Getting ready for the holidays. Not too far away now. I cannot believe that we are in December. It feels like we just did this last week and I still have the leftover turkey to prove it. Holy smokes. Okay. Oh. First card that wants to come out. Doves. Bringers of peace. And next we have Revealed. magical. You know, this, as I get on with the reading, I think these cards will certainly resonate with that. And this is absolutely perfect. So what I'm picking up is, this is, for a lot of reasons, it is a magical season. This is a time of goodwill. It's a time of reflection. It's a time of revelation. We are reminded again about the meaning of the holiday season. Why do we celebrate in Christmas? It's not about the gift exchange and, seeing who got the most presents and so on. We are sharing goodwill with each other. We are wishing each other the very best in joy, in blessings, in abundance. We wish each other hope for the future. And I think what it also reveals to us is the magic of the doves. Remember that the doves were the birds that signaled to Noah that land was near. They also represent peace. And really and truly, isn't that what we all want? We want peace. We want contentment. We want joy. And we get that from each other. We should get that from each other. The more that I go out of my way to help you succeed, the more that I will succeed. Like they say, a rising tide raises all ships. Absolutely. The more that we can do to help each other, the better off we all are. So I think when I read later on, and I'll tell you now that one of the things that I wanted to read on was to think about the message of the holiday season. And when I see, doves revealed and magical, it's like Spirit has said, yeah, okay, that's a good one. Yeah, I like the one you picked. I'll support you asking that. So I'm going to put these here where I can see them and maybe refer to them. And then we'll start with our questions. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use the tarot for that. And my first series of questions are going to be about my favorite villain and yours, Donald Trump. And, the news for him just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I think we're all going to breathe a sigh of relief when all this is over. That ultimately he has to face justice for what he's done. So, and what has he done? Well, apparently he lost a ruling that he basically has to reveal his taxes, right? Or whoever, if it was the Department of Justice or whatnot, has said, yeah, they have the information, and the judge said they can go ahead and release it. So imagine what kind of wonderful little nuggets we're going to get from that. Because it goes along with the second question that I have, and that's about the fraud investigations out of New York, where Trump did what he always does, which is, he lies. Sorry, YouTube, entertainment purposes only, and I'm reading the energy. So, yeah, he lies about the value of things in order to serve his own purpose. So, he had, in one of the filings, I think he has said that, and this was, I believe, if I remember correctly, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this, okay? Yeah, my memory is really good. It's just very, very short. That I think it was on the same day or within the same week that when it came to applying for loans on his New Jersey golf course, he had valued it, that it was worth like $50 million. And then in the same week, when he's filling in the paperwork for his taxes, it's like, oh, well, if off the top of my head, if I had to guess, maybe 8-9 million, yeah, times are tough, right? So, and when you do that, it's called fraud. Mind you, he's been getting away with it all his life, but he hasn't done it quite so with such exposure. I think he probably would still be getting away with it if he had decided to never come down that escalator and, say, yeah, I'm running for president because I alone can fix it. Probably still be doing it, but now, all eyes are on him. And, yeah. And then the third part of the question is the insurrection. More and more information is coming out by the hour about his involvement in the insurrection and what he knew and what he did, what he didn't do. And people were killed. And he needs to be held accountable for that. So, let's take a look at his taxes. Are we going to actually get the information about his taxes? And is this fraudulent activity going to be exposed? Let's see when. How about within the next 3 months? Okay, so we've got by March. Okay, will this be exposed, the taxes? And oh, the devil. I'm thinking yes. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We have got the Seven of Wands. Yeah, defending yourself. We have got the Five of Swords. The insult to injury. And we have got the Ace of Cups. Very good. Well, I think that we will. I think that even though the judge gave him an opportunity to take it um, and to maybe appeal to the Supreme Court. Um, I think that the members on the Supreme Court that are a little loyal to Trump have got to start covering their own rear ends so as not to confirm for everyone what we know. The time will come. It's not quite yet. So, yes, with the devil, it's the what he has tied himself to, the actions that he has taken. He has bound himself to something that is not good, that is not decent, and there will be penalties to pay for that. So, and especially with the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune can take you up, it can bring you down. So, I think sometimes that the Wheel of Fortune is sort of the karma warning bell, right? That it says, hey, you better, what the situation is, what you need to do. So, maybe before I step in, I'm going to give you a chance to maybe fix it a little. And there's brought to mind, there's an expression that Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice that he will use sometimes, which is, and I think it's a biblical reference, but I'm not sure, which is, humble yourself in private, or God will humble you in public. So I think that's the warning here for Trump and the taxes is, come clean now, and maybe it won't be that bad. Although, I mean, we know how bad it's going to be. So, here he is. He's fighting. He's defending. No, it wasn't me. It was, my brother Joe, and he, he told me to use this accountant, and the guy turned out to be a total loser. And I swear that after this much time being in Trump's energy, I can probably write the denials for him, and you would think that he wrote them word for word, because that's what he does. It wasn't me, it was somebody else, and the guy's a total loser. Don't know why he's still employed. He, never should have become an accountant, and so on and so forth. Well, sweetheart, you hired him. If only the best people work for you, then how did this one get by you? How did so many get by you that all of a sudden now are coming out of the woodwork and talking about what you did? Huh? So, yeah. You can't do the other guy did it, right? It doesn't work for every situation. So, to defend yourself against that, well, looks like Don Jr.'s involved too. Did he hire the same loser people? And did they make the exact same mistake that your guy made? What are the chances? So, yeah, I think this is definitely going to hurt him. And the defense, the idea of blaming someone else, the insult to injury, whatnot, you can't deny it anymore. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows. The more you deny it now, the more foolish you look. If that is possible. And, yeah, the The Ace of Cups is, it's like new beginnings, new energy, um, new emotions, new relationships, new whatever. So, that the people that are speaking against you are going to be people that are no longer loyal. They see what's coming. And, like, what's the first thing that jumps off a sinking ship? The rats. So there you go. So, yes, I think it's going to come out. His taxes are going to be revealed, and people are going to be shocked at what's in there. Because there was a thing on Twitter that I read, and it really made me giggle because I thought, well, it's so true. Is how do you know for sure that Trump was involved with the insurrection? Answer, it failed. Just like everything he touches, it failed. So, with the fraud investigation, let me take a look at that and see. Hold on, I'm going to shuffle these a little more, put the cards back, and yeah, the fraud investigation is that going to reveal something good? Are we finally going to get justice? I kind of feel like a lot of readers do. I don't want anything awful to happen to Trump and the family. I'm not wishing death on them or whatever. I want them to face justice. I want things to be fair. I want there to be exposure for what they did and accountability for what they did. The final judgment, that's not up to me. That's between him and his maker. Whatever justice comes after that got nothing to do with me. But I do want to see justice in this world. I want them to be held accountable. So, because we both know that if you did something like that, if I did something like that, oh, honey, we'd be in jail so fast, it wouldn't be funny. So, all right, the fraud investigation. How's that working out for him? Oh, the star. Yeah, when you're famous, to let you do that. And we've got the Knight of Wands here. I struggle with seeing these because I won't put on my glasses until I absolutely have to. But forgive me. Oh, okay. 5 of Cups. Yeah. Having to walk away. And, yeah, Ace of Pentacles, all about the money. It's all about the money. And the Knight of Swords, that's prosecutors, that's law enforcement coming in fast and furious. Yes. Those investigations are definitely not going to be good for him. And, I often have the feeling that there is, if we are shocked by what we see so far, hang on to your hat, because what's going to come out is going to curl your toes. So, Yes, absolutely, he's going to be held responsible. He is going to have to walk away from this delusional life of the star that he has been living so far. Um, his money's is basically gone because there isn't anything he has of any value. Everything is mortgaged up to the hilt. That I think at this point in time, if a trip around the world was a nickel, he couldn't raise the down payment. But that's just me. That's just what I'm seeing in the cards. So, yes, I think he is going to be prosecuted for this. And let me just see what's at the bottom. Oh, the bottom of the deck. Yeah. We have the Four Cups. We have celebration. So, yes, we will be celebrating the fact that he is going to be held accountable for the fraud that he has been perpetrating for years and years and years. So that's good. That's good. Okay. Next thing is involvement in the insurrection. We know that, there's the committee has copies of emails and telephone conversations and text and whatnot of who was involved and to what extent, and who's hiding what, who did what, who orchestrated what. The Tucker Carlson had to actually come out and admit that, he might have known a few things. He heard. It was just, it was in passing. I have no idea whether it's true or not. And yeah, okay, so my son was there, but that, he works there. Like, we, really nothing to see here. But he's been very quiet. Usually he's quite vocal about what he thinks. But he's being very, very quiet. Which is, as I say, it's unusual for Tucker Carlson. But then again, at the same time, I don't mind not seeing his face. Because you know the face I'm talking about. When he does that. I done lost my mind. So, yeah, poor Tuck. Things are not going to go well for him either. Okay, so Trump and his friends, are they going to be held responsible for the insurrection? Oh, great card, Deuce. And hold on, this. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Wands again. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, who contributed, who did money. I shuffled. Seven of Wands. We have this again. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And Four of Cups. So, yeah. Yes, that's going to come out as well. And there's going to be some interesting names that are going to come out with, or that are going to come out. My mind left temporarily. About who was involved and to what extent. And yes, they will be held accountable. They'll be held accountable for the money that they invested in in the insurrection. Some of these people are already trying to defend themselves. It's really not going to work out all that well because, again, we've got the Wheel of Fortune that it can raise you, it can also bring you down. And in this case, I'm thinking, considering that it's on either side, we've got the Seven of Wands, which is, sort of fighting for your reputation, and then the Four of Cups, not seeing what's being offered. Like the game is up, the jig is up, right? So some of these people are still going to be saying, no, there was no insurrection. It was, like a regular tour group. And yeah, I don't see anything good coming out of that. So I think that, yes, they will be held accountable. And rightly so. There. Okay. Next thing that I want to take a look at. And for that, I think I'm going to use my cards. I'm feeling that I should be using my cards for that. So that's what I shall do. Because I can. Okay, next thing that I want to take a look at is, I think it's tomorrow that Ghislaine Maxwell's defense team, they start their arguments. And one of the things that they want to do is to sort of tarnish the credibility of the particularly the four main witnesses against Ghislaine. Tarnish their reputation in terms of, well, how can you really rely on statements for something that happened 10, 12, 15 years ago? How can you rely on their memories of that? And they're going to do their best to try to discredit those women. I get the feeling that it's really not going to work. Okay. At friendship. Connect the dots. Follow your gut. Act fast. Nope. No, they're not going to be able to discredit those witnesses because they have those witnesses were able to, yes, to connect the dots with the history and sort of things that happened. What those girls, what they went through, I think, would be something that would stick with you, probably for the rest of your life. So, I may not remember what I read 10 minutes ago, or I can't remember in detail what happened last Tuesday. But I can tell you every single moment of what happened when my son was born, because that's something that is very important to me. It's something that profoundly changed my life, obviously. And it is something that it doesn't, the passage of time has not, it has not weakened that memory or shook that memory in any way, shape, or form. So, for what these girls endured and what happened to them, I think that that is something that they are going to remember the details very sharply, and it's going to stay with them for the rest of their lives. So, trying to blame the victim for what happened, I know a lot of lawyers do it, but it's really, it's kind of dirty. It really is dirty. So I think a lot of the people that are on the jury are going to follow their gut, and they're going to say, well, you may not remember. And I'm sure that there will be a lot of, questions about what she did and whatnot. And honestly, I get the feeling that she's not going to take the stand. She's not going to say anything. If she speaks in any way, she will trap herself. Like a really good liar, a really good narcissist. The trick with them is not to talk. Just sit back and listen. And they will hang themselves. So I think that's probably what's going to happen here. Is I don't believe she's going to testify. And I think that ultimately, no, the jury is not going to believe the sort of slander that's going to come with attacking these girls. So I think it's very unfortunate for Ms. Maxwell. And I'm just, next year, answers come in dreams. Let it go. False prophet or false religion. And new career. Jailbird. Okay. So, I think that this kind of confirms that, yes, there's going to be a decision on her next year. I don't think that the defense is going to take a long time. They'll probably kind of throw their hands up and say, well, you can't really believe what these girls have to say. And, they may be conflating part of this memory with that memory, and you can't rely on it. So, we move for a mistrial. I suspect that they'll probably very quickly let go of that defense. They realize that what they're preaching is something that's not true. It's false. It's blame everything on Epstein. And don't get me wrong, I think the man is scum of the earth. So, you blame the one who can't really collaborate what you have to say. And new career, she's definitely given up the old profession. So that's what I'm thinking. It's not going to go. It's not going to go the way that the defense wants and whatnot. And if she's going to give up anything, I think maybe she might have, I'm sure she does, have dirt on some high-ranking people that she's going to demand sort of come to her aid. Well, we'll see what happens. It just, it doesn't feel good. Just really honestly doesn't feel good. She may drop a name or two that'll make everyone gasp and, you know, I have no idea. Yeah. Okay. Next little thing I want to look at is apparently Derek Chauvin. Remember, he's the cop who's now serving like 22 years, whatever, for the death of George Floyd. So yeah, he was being, I think, sued civilly for wrongful death, and he initially pleaded not guilty. Well, he decided to change his plea. So, I, for one, was shocked when I heard that. So yeah, Mr. Chauvin has decided that he is pleading guilty. I think probably because he is trying to hurry things along so that he wants to protect his ex-wife, and he wants to protect his children, who really they're blameless, right? They are serving every single minute that he's in jail. That family is serving that time too. So I think that he has his change of mind and change of plea will go a long way to lessening what is happening to his family. So for that, I'll give him credit. So maybe he's not a total scumbag, but we'll see. We'll see. So what I want to know is, now that he has changed his plea, will this outcome be better for his family? Will it be a more positive outcome? Because it should separate the family from him. So, okay. Well, looks like he made the right decision. Good fortune and prosperity. Crossroads. Maybe. Child. Yeah, he did it for his family. And love is near. So, yes, I think that he can see the pain clearly that this has caused his family, and he has made the decision that maybe the separation between him and especially his children, or his child, that this is necessary to protect them. So as I say, I will give him credit for that, for thinking about not letting the innocent children have to carry the burden of his sins, because they are his sins, they're not theirs. So I think this will go some way towards helping that. And I think it's also going to help George Floyd's family as well, to have the man who has caused them so much heartache also admit that he is guilty. You know, no amount of money or whatever can bring their father, brother, son, uncle, whatever, back. But it goes a long way towards towards repairing some of the damage by having the person who did this terrible thing say, you're right, I did do that, and I am guilty. So that's what I think about that. Okay. Next thing, and last thing, because we are at 45 minutes. I did not intend to babble this long. Is for us to think about the message of the season. What's the message that, if you had the ability to share the message with the world, what would it be? What would you say? Would it be, would you take the selfish route and say, what I wish is that I am comfortable, I am looked after, I am prosperous, so on. Even, in the little voice in the back of your head, that that your prosperity and your happiness and whatnot may come at the expense of someone else. But you still kind of go, yeah, well, if I don't take care of me and mine, who will? Or would your message be one of embracing the other person, of being able to look at someone who has less than you do, and even though neither one of you is in a position to drastically change the other's life, but you approach them and you say, you know what? We're not having turkey this year because I can't afford turkey. Okay, so chances are we're probably going to have hot dogs and fries Christmas Day. But I'd like you to come. I'd like to have you in my home. I'd like to invite you in for hot dogs and fries. It's not much, but let's be together. Let's share it. Let's take comfort in each other. And when you think about why we celebrate the season, yes, to some extent, it's, we celebrate the birth of Jesus, or the supposed birth of Jesus, if it did happen on December 25th, then whatever. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. But what we're celebrating is his love. We're celebrating that he sacrificed so that others wouldn't have to. He brought a message of peace, a message of joy, a message of loving the other person, whether you agreed with them or not. It's another human being. It's someone who has feelings and dreams and aspirations, and wants the same hope and the same joy, the same wishes for their family that you have for yours. They may look different than you, but what would your opinion of them be if you couldn't see that they're different? If you couldn't see that, maybe they come from a place that you don't know about. how would you interact with them if you could not detect an accent, if their name sounded familiar? Would you treat them differently? And if you would, why? Why? Take away all the veils, take away all the judgments, the misconceptions, the things that look like they separate us, and concentrate on the things that bring us together, things that we have in common. You know, I don't love my child any more or any less than a mother in Afghanistan, in Bolivia, in China, wherever, Botswana, wherever. I want my child to live a happy, prosperous life where his needs are met and where he's doing things that bring him joy. I want him to be happy. So why should he be any happier than somebody else's child? So those are the things that maybe we can think about, particularly during this holiday season. You know? Think about the doves. Be a dove. Be a carrier of love and peace and compassion. There are things that you can do for somebody else. And I've said this before, that, it doesn't require great wealth on your part. It doesn't require great sacrifice on your part. If we're both hungry and I have a sandwich and I share it with you, why would I not? Why would I not? So think about that over the holiday season. Think about loving the people in your life, valuing them, being grateful that they're there. Share your time with them. Share your wisdom. Share your words of comfort and experience. And know that there is hope. Every day, in every way, we are hopeful. And we are hopeful for a bright future. And if collectively we put it out to the universe that we want that bright future for everyone, and we wish everyone boundless good things, it cannot help but happen. So, I will leave you with that for now. And very grateful that you're here. And if you find benefit in anything that I've said, I welcome your comments. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share if you think someone else might benefit by what I've said. And yes, personal. I'm still taking personal readings for latter part of December, and booking into January as well. It's kind of filling up, which is not unusual for this time of year. So be good. Take care of yourselves, as always. And until we get together again, I wish you joy. I wish you peace. I wish you happiness. And I wish you every good thing. So, take care. Know that I'm thinking about you. And I'll probably see you again before Christmas. As soon as when it comes, I'll be putting it up. All right. Take care, my lovelies. Be good. Bye.